Yikes! There are plenty of shows that I could rewatch any day if I really wanted to. My Hero Academia is the only series I've really pushed myself to read the manga for. A Silent Voice and Assassination Classroom are anime that I cried like a fucking pussy while I was rewatching them. However, one series succeeds in making me laugh my ass off, making me feel better about myself, and also makes me cry like a fucking pussy. Sword Art Online is wait, shit. Mob Psycho 100, a manga and anime created by Mangaka 1, has somehow ingrained itself into my stupid heart and implanted itself as my favorite anime of all time. The show sees Shigeo Kageyama, aka Mob, a middle school boy with extreme psychic abilities that he has to control by suppressing his emotions, leading him to be an awkward loser. He works a part-time exorcism job for Reagan, a fake psychic who claims to exorcise ghosts, but just gives mediocre massages, spouting bullshit, but also occasionally saying what the person really wants to hear. One also created One Punch Man, but who gives a shit? JC Shaft sure as hell doesn't. I threw that shit in the trash on this specific day. Yeah, I'm a fucking pussy. Anyway, to talk about Mob requires me spoiling parts of the anime, so if you don't like that, go watch the damn show, you coward! Okay, so now that they're gone, it's time to introduce what I like to call the Mob Psycho 100 rat meter. See, in the show, most of the core characters have the energy, well, of a rat. So, that's why when I talk about each character, I'm gonna put them on the rat meter. They will be ranked as shown. First off, Teruki. Teruki is the confident type of rat. His fight with Mob was the first time we saw him with his cocky, confident ass. After that fight though, he changed into a pretty decent person. Oh yeah, after that fight his hair became fucking sick. Cock rat. Dimple. Dimple is a total shithead. He's like a top tier rat. He never falls for Reagan's shit and calls him out, usually in a sarcastic way. He has this super scummy nature to him that's just too funny to me. Oh yeah, and how Mob doesn't give a shit about him is pretty neat. Ritsu. Probably one of the most developed characters in the entire series. His arc in season 1 saw him go to places that were fairly dark for this series, but honestly, all I see in him is edge. Not like pure edge, like Attack on Edgin or whatever the shit, but like enough edge for me to officially say, ouchie, I do have a boo-boo. Sho has this really smelly vibe to him, I swear. The way he burnt down Mob in Ritsu's house just to lure Ritsu out is so smelly. Also daddy issues. Suzuki. No. Mogami. Probably the best villain in the entire series so far. He's a big part of Mob's development, and during his arc, he was very cocky, like he could beat Mob. Too bad for him, he got his ass beat anyway, stupid cock rat. Claw's 7th Division. They're all really smelly to be honest, but all of them have their own quirks, but I'm too lazy to go over them, so Body Improvement Club. So sweaty that the stench they give off makes Sho smell good. Reagan. I don't think there's a more pure rat in this show. Reagan reigns among the highest of rats. The energy coming off of him combines that of all other forms of rat energy. Seriously though, I love this stupid shithead. Even though he's a con artist, he's a good dude at heart. Like I said before, when it's really necessary, he gives people what they need to hear rather than just what they want to hear. Although he could probably be considered an asshole by lying to Mob for years about being a psychic, he's really not since he has helped Mob become the person he wants to be. He teaches Mob that he is the protagonist of his own life, and no one can change that fact. Despite this, though, Reagan's antics are some of the funniest moments in the show for me. His stupid hand spasms are so stupid, but they give me life. Oh yeah, by the way, Reagan's English voice actor is Chris Niosi. the creator of Oh Nice and also the voice actor of Oh Fuck. Okay, so after this point, I began to get a bit more serious, so that if that's not your thing, skip to this timestamp on screen. Okay, bye. Mob. I'm gonna make this very simple. Mob is baby. That's all. Okay, but in all seriousness though, Mob has to be one of my favorite protagonists of all time. And it's funny to me too, because the more I think about it, Mob is kind of one of the weaker core characters in the show. He's sort of carried by the other characters and uses them to make himself better. He has this unconditional kindness to him that's just so beautiful to me. It's the kind of kindness that I wish was more common in the real world. At the same time though, he's not someone you can really just walk all over. In episode 5 of season 2, which is one of the best single episodes of any show I've ever seen, we see Mob in a world where he never had powers. He gets bullied by this girl and others, and we see his descent into anger. It's at the halfway point of the episode that we see him almost explode at some bullies, with the only thing stopping him being Dimple, who gets Mob to remember his friends and what he came to the world to do. What happens after this can only be described as beautiful, with a battle that has animation rivaling the Tanjiro and Rui fight from Demon Slayer. We see the moment that I fell in love with Mob's character. That isn't the end though. Literally the next 2 episodes brought a few tears to my eyes the first time I watched it. At the beginning of this arc, we see Mob done with Reagan's lies, since Reagan doesn't really respect Mob's free time, thinking working for him is more important since he doesn't really have any friends. Mob doesn't come to work for days, and we get to see Reagan's life without Mob. He desperately wants to think that he doesn't need Mob and can get by himself. He wants to be someone. He gains a burst in popularity, letting him get on a TV show with different psychics. He humiliates himself, thinking he needed to go along with the act of the show, leading the media to question if he is a true psychic. The media follows him around, literally standing outside of his apartment. He says that he'll have a press conference, answering all questions regarding him as a psychic. That press conference doesn't go well for him. This press conference is being broadcasted to everyone on TV, with Mob being one to see it. Reagan calls out to Mob, realizing that he was wrong the whole time about what Mob means to him. He wasn't guiding Mob, he was in Mob's shadow while Mob made a name for himself. While Mob is going to the venue where Reagan is, things are going downhill. Reagan is stuck, and the crowd is getting more and more angry. And at the climax of the arc, everything rises, the ground shaking, people screaming, Mob saving Reagan. Afterwards, this happens.
Omae, なんで来たの?
なんとなく。
早くこの場を離れようぜ。しばらく駆け回るぞあいつら。
お前知ってる？
何をですか？
俺の正体。ネットとか雑誌とか見てねえの？
そんなの知ってましたよ。最初から。僕の師匠の正体はいいやつだ。
I love this scene so much. I already love these two characters, and this one single scene killed me. In general, these few episodes are what put this show above everything else. Anyway, on a lighter note, can we just talk about the animation for a hot sec? Studio Bones has created some of the most orgasmic action animation to come out of a show. Literally episode 5 of season 2, the episode I was just talking about a few minutes ago, has animation that gives some movies a run for their money. Not even just action animation is good though. The sense of visual comedy is what drives the comedy in the show to be so good for me. Outside of great dialogue between characters, the show can be as bouncy and full of life as something like Konosuba. Reagan is pretty much always moving his hands around like a goddamn idiot and doing stupid shit at all times. And god damn it, I'm talking about Reagan again! Anyway, I'm done now. I don't know why I really did this. I don't really have anything new to talk about with this show. It's probably because the show really isn't talked about enough in the community. Everyone talks about this show's older brother, One Punch Man, way more. All I gotta say about that though is, I'm a pussy. At the end of the day though, I really don't think in 10 years this show will be considered a classic, something like Attack on Titan or My Hero Academia maybe. Mob just doesn't have enough people talking about it right now. Regardless of that though, I don't think there will be a show in the near future to challenge Mob's top spot. If there is a new show that ever challenges Mob's place, I'll just look up pictures of Terry's hair on the internet and that shit'll stay untouched.
Ride my life, ride my side, ride my heart in such a common places. Is that your need? Is that your mind? 逆になる時始まる